What's up guys, good morning, Kara Corey here. Today's video is going to include my leg workout that I already did this morning with Jason. It's Sunday, by the way, in case you happen to care. We got up, took Bruce Wayne to Crunch Fitness because he is allowed there. So we did a really good leg workout. It was one of those leg workouts where I was like, how's this gonna feel? But I am spent from it. So I'm gonna take you through a full day of eating today for myself and what a day of eating looks like on a training day. I am gonna provide macros for all my meals, that way you guys can see, not because the macros that I follow are macros you need to follow. I know some people purposely don't share macros for that reason, but I think it is helpful for you guys to see the different meal combinations that I make and macro wise how they look and how it makes me feel. And that's what I would suggest you guys do as well, for those of you who are just looking to feel better, eat better, lose weight, gain weight, you name it, starting to take some kind of accountability and mindfulness for the meals that you're eating, how they make you feel, and what they're comprised of. That is just going to give you better knowledge and information about you and your own body and kind of what works for you. And I like to also suggest as well, if you guys are tracking, to kind of take note of the days that you're just like, man, that was a good day of eating. Let me kind of put a little pin in that and remember that, because that's where you can kind of start to build some of your staple meals to have on hand for days that you're stressed, days that you're busy, that you don't know what to eat. You can have those staples on hand and just kind of go to it without having to put a lot of thought into it. But with that said, I am not necessarily following set macros at this point in time. I shared that before. I did plug in macro goals, but what I've been doing with that is just listening to my body. I've been at minimum hitting those macros, but my appetite has been on fire lately now that I'm training more consistently. So if certain days I'm feeling more hungry and I eat 40, 50 more carbs, so be it. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. So macro-based approach with a little flexibility in there, if that makes sense. Getting started, I'm gonna have my first meal, my breakfast, after leg day today. And I don't really have a set go-to breakfast, especially on the weekend. For me, the weekends are a time to kind of listen to my body. And usually with breakfast, I go with what I'm craving and what sounds good. And I also try to incorporate something that is going to fill me up for a little bit, because Sundays are often just a really busy day for Jason and myself, between filming YouTube videos, doing client emails, and doing other things around the house that we just need to get done, running errands. It tends to be a very full day. So I usually prefer to eat kind of a little bit more filling meals, so I'm not eating as frequently throughout the day, because it just, then you have to stop what you're doing. So anyways, we're going to get into my first meal. Also, by the way, if you guys are noticing this jacket, this is actually an older Buffbunny collection jacket from the Jacquard collection when it came out. I want to say a year and a half ago. One of my favorite collections. This is coming out, relaunching with the January launch. That's going to be January 25th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will have a Buffbunny collection review going up as soon as I get all the pieces, but they are relaunching this jacket. I absolutely love. The Jacquard pants as well are one of my favorites, just the fabric on them. So they are relaunching all the Jacquard pieces. They're also launching them in this teal color, which is really pretty. So I'm hoping I get some of that. I can't remember the name of it, but it's teal nonetheless, that kind of pretty color. So I'll have more information on all that stuff for you guys. If you do plan to shop, code Kara really does support me and help me out. So be sure to do that. So for breakfast today, I haven't really been that into oatmeal, but this was just speaking to me when I was at Target the other day, the Better Oats 100-calorie packets. The maple brown sugar, you definitely don't have to do the instant made packets, but I was craving this. So I'm gonna have 2 packets of this oatmeal. It just sounds nice and filling. It's already got the flax seeds in there for a little bit of healthy fats. And then with that, I'm going to have a protein shake, which is not totally my typical. I usually have this at nighttime if I haven't met my protein goals, but it sounds so good to me. I'm gonna have the Planta Banana Maple French Toast protein. This is a vegan protein, and it's just one of my favorite proteins, hands down, even though I am not vegan, but I love it as a protein shake. So I'm gonna do a full scoop of that with some of the Per Vitam collagen protein. I I like doing that post-workout as well. And then I'm gonna add into it some coconut milk and some frozen blueberries and frozen raspberries just to make a delicious protein shake. For my oatmeal, I used half the amount of water it calls for just because I like super thick oatmeal. And something about these oats in particular, they cook really well in the microwave. I don't normally like oats made in the microwave. And my shake turned out really good too. Just really, really tasty. Like something about that protein, so good and satisfying. So I'm gonna eat these two, see how I feel. I think this will fill me up, but this is kind of like what I do on the weekend. I eat my first meal and I like let it sit for a few minutes, and then I assess if I want to eat more right away or if I want to wait a little bit and shower and become a normal human of society. Hey guys, sharing with you today some of the leg workout footage we got at Crunch Fitness. Today's workout was a little bit different. It was also my third leg workout for the week, so I haven't been going too heavy though. I've really been focusing on good form and just going through the movements and getting really quality reps. And today's workout was no different. We started with inner and outer thighs, and we did this on the hoist machine, which I absolutely love because I feel like this is just like the hoist machines, they allow your body to move the way they're supposed to move for certain movements. So I think I'm going to continue to incorporate a lot of these hoist machines on all of my different training days. I won't necessarily only do hoist machines, but I do think they're really great to throw in the mix if you do have access to them, because I don't know, just like everything we did today with the hoist, we also did a seated hamstring curl. You just are able to, like, your body moves the way it needs to move, and you can just get such a good squeeze. So we also did the hamstring curl. We did stiff-legged dumbbells for hammies. And what else did we do? We also hit some leg press, and again we chose to do the hoist on leg press. And for me, this is such a nice option because I do get some knee issues depending on the leg press machine and the angle of it. The hoist machine, I feel like I was able to push the weight without compromising my knees, so it felt really good. And we also did finish up with some calves, which were brutal. I usually neglect my calves because I feel like I have like big runner's calves and don't need to work them, which isn't true. You should just never avoid a muscle group, regardless if you feel like it's developed more than other areas or not. You could just create muscle imbalances that way. So all in all, it was a super good workout. You guys should give it a try and enjoy the rest of the vlog. About to have my lunch, and I just wanted to share with you guys, when you know that your phone be creeping on you, when you start to get the ads for the child, the Baby Yoda t-shirt. It knew I needed it. I've done nothing but talk about how dang cute this little Baby Yoda is. So this ad popped up and I had to buy it. So that is where this shirt came from. He's in my pocket. He's so cute. He's just like there in my pocket. I'm waiting for the official Disney merch to come out because I'm addicted. If you guys didn't watch that on Netflix, it was actually really good. Disney Plus. Should watch. Anyways, I digress. Thinking about cute little furry old Yodas, young Yodas, I don't know. Hairy, they're cute, so cute. Anyways, gonna have my lunch. This is one of my staple meals, but it just sounded good. You know, like I said, you guys need to figure out your staples for when you're in a pinch and you just either don't care, you don't want to stress it, you've got your go-to meal. So what I'm gonna eat is, I've got here about 5 ounces of chicken breast. The chicken boobies, we slow cook them suckers like overnight, usually about 10 hours. Just a little bit of water in there. We don't add anything else to it. I get asked all the time about this recipe. There's actually no recipe. It's that simple. That's all we do. So I've got some plain slow cooked chicken in here. Trader Joe's jasmine rice. If you guys have, like, I don't know what I've been doing. I love jasmine rice. It's just one of my favorite things on earth. And the Trader Joe's, like, it's in the freezer section. It comes with 3 bags in it. Half a bag is perfect portion for me. Something about it. It's got the taste and the texture. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
So I've got that in there. Shredded Brussels sprouts, my usual. Those we also already had cooked up in the fridge. And then I cut up just those mini bell peppers are some of my favorites. Quick and easy way to get in a little crunch, a little extra vegetable, vitamins and minerals. So there she be. And I am going to add some of this guy on here, the sugar-free teriyaki sauce that I enjoy. I cannot find this in store, but Netrition.com does carry it. So no affiliation there, but if you guys are into it, that's where you can go for it. So I'm gonna add a little teriyaki on there for some flavor flav and eat my lunch. And this ends up being higher protein, not much fat in here because I'm kind of planning in a little dessert after this, so I'll share that with you in a moment. Exactly how I wanted it. Nice and thick. 16.6. All right, I'm gonna have a little dessert. I just finished the lunch I shared with you. I made this last night. This is my first time making it. Maybe it doesn't look that aesthetic, but I wanted to make a coconut chia pudding. So very simple. I followed a recipe I found and I used full fat coconut milk. Maybe I'll try light next time, but I wanted to use the full fat coconut milk. I used a tablespoon of maple syrup. I used a half a cup of chia seeds and a little vanilla extract, and then made it into a pudding, but this turned out super duper thick, which I'm not mad about. So I measured it out into 6 servings, which really is kind of like, let's see if I can do, it's a kind of a tiny serving, but it's also like how many chia seeds you want to eat too, you know what I'm saying? Because that stuff can really like get thick in your tummy. So I want to try this on camera and see if it's good or if it's disgusting, because I'm not really sure. Let's get the hair out of my mouth. I feel like it doesn't have enough flavor. I don't mind it. I like it. It's actually like, I thought this portion was kind of silly looking, but I don't think I could eat more than this because of all the chia. I think maybe next time I would use a little more milk because it's so chia, and maybe use a little more sweetener. I only used the 1 tablespoon of maple syrup because I didn't want it to be too sweet. But maybe I would use 2 tablespoons next time. And maybe use the light coconut milk so it's not that thick. Chia. But I think this will be kind of like a nice little treat. It would be great to add like some fruit to. I feel like raspberries would be great in this, but I already had raspberries today. I was hoping I had some like cacao nibs in the cupboard, which I don't, just to add like a little crunchy chocolate bit in here. But I do think this is a nice little kind of satisfying treat. This is higher in fat because of the chia and the coconut milk, but you could certainly modify this if you like, but kind of something different and easy. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. I feel weird. I don't know if I should chew it or not. I'm sitting here chewing it. But it's supposed to be pudding, so do I just man up and swallow it?
What would your husband tell you?
But I feel like it needs to be chewed, so it probably needs a little more milk. My scar itches. Okay, so that's gonna be my little treat, my little dessert. And it's that easy if you want to make it. I probably did not make this sound enticing at all. You guys want to keep watching me eat this or what?
Looks like cookies and cream from here.
It's not bad. I like it.
We're expecting more flavor.
A little more flavor. But probably because it got so thick, it took away some of the coconut milk flavor.
Yeah.
Remember that in Tom Hanks in the movie Big when he's got like the dough in his mouth?
No.
I keep throwing dough in and then he gags.
No.
Oh.
But one time since I've seen that movie.
Do you want to try it or no?
Yeah, not today.
Okay.
Just feel it later.
Okay. Do we look like we're gonna fuck some shit up right now? You intimidated? What? Right, Bruce? Oh, all right. We're about to have some dinner. It's gonna be a 3-square meal kind of a day, which sometimes happens for me on the weekend. I'll be honest, not every day looks the same for me. The way I eat when I'm at work is significantly different than on a weekend, especially on a Sunday, just being busier. Dinner is not gonna be the most aesthetic, colorful meal, if you will, but it works. It sounded decent, and it's what I had laying around. So I'm gonna finish off the night with some ground beef we already had cooked up, 95.5, and then some cauliflower gnocchi. I did 180 grams. I did a little bit more of those, and I'm just topping it with some of the Trader Joe's almond mozzarella. I really like that, actually. I like to throw it on eggs and then randomly like into a bowl of food. There's not really like a lot going on in here. A little high in sodium, but 3 carbs, 2 fat, 50 calories, 6 protein. So that kind of beefs up the protein a little bit if you're lacking on protein. I might throw a little ketchup on that. I wanted to share with you guys just a foodie find. You may have seen it on the gram, if you will. That's how everything spreads nowadays. The kale gnocchis are now out and available at Trader Joe's. So I had to go the second I found out, and went on my lunch break actually to pick these up. Nutritionally, they're relatively similar to the cauliflower, but the ingredients are kale, potato starch, chickpea flour, sea salt, and olive oil. A little bit higher in carb, but not too bad. I only tried these once the other night when I got them, and they had I had allowed them to thaw in my car because I was too lazy to bring them into work, put them in the freezer, take them out. So they were kind of thawed when I brought them home, and I think I overcooked them. Reminds me I didn't shut the air fryer off. But I wasn't impressed. I don't know, they tasted kind of kale-y to me, and I wasn't like actually expecting that. They tasted kind of greeny, and when you open it up, it kind of smells like a fart in the bag. That turned me off from the start. I need to try again. If you guys have tried these out, maybe they just aren't good in the air fryer, or maybe it is because I had let them thaw, and you're really not supposed to do that, and then I overcooked them, so they were just kind of dry, and the flavor just wasn't there like the cauliflower ones. So let me know if you've tried these, if you like them, what you think down in the comments below. That was the only other major foodie find I got there, but for my dinner, I'm gonna eat that, and then just for sake of filming purposes and wrapping up the video, I'm gonna plan to have 2 of these guys, the Trader Joe's. They have extra dark chocolate wedges. This is 73% dark chocolate. They're just in like little teeny cute triangles. Little small triangles. So I'm gonna have 2 of those, 2 as a serving. And that ends up being 5 fat, 7 carbs. Just for a little something sweet, because I do just really like having something sweet, and dark chocolate can really just kind of, like, it's something I can eat a little bit of, but I don't desire a lot of it. So it can just kind of like wind down the meal nicely, if you know what I'm saying, if you're a sweet tooth lover like myself. So that's gonna finish up, I believe that's gonna finish up my day of eating. If I do eat anything else, we will throw that in here. I'd say this is more like a normal day of eating for me. What's gonna happen, I can tell you right now, is tomorrow, probably day after leg day, being a rest day for me tomorrow, that's probably where my appetite will pick up. So sometimes, even though you're training legs and that's like a real taxing day, you burn a lot of calories, sometimes it doesn't actually, like, you don't need to make up for it that day. I know a lot of people do refeeds the day that they do leg day. Sometimes it's beneficial to do it the day before, so you're going into the workout with a little extra carbs in you. But I just go with how my body's feeling. That's, hey-o. That's what I've been doing. That's what's assisted me, I feel like, throughout the injury and recovery process, with being able to kind of maintain my weight and maintain my physique as best as I could. I've just been listening to my body. So I think this will do me in for tonight, but we'll see. I don't know how much later I'm staying up on a Sunday night, so we'll see. But I just wanted to mention that, like, just there's no right or wrong way to do things in terms of what you eat and how much you eat with your body. It's gonna be different for everyone. So just because I eat like this today, every day is so much different for me depending on the day. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that and think about that and how that relates in your own life, whether it's like, for me, I always go by like a work day or a non-work day because it just varies being in my house versus having to pre-plan, pack all my meals and kind of like know what I'm gonna want to eat, or I just have to buckle down and that's what I'm gonna eat for the day. Like, it doesn't matter if it sounds good to me or not when I'm at work and I'm away from the house for 10 to 12 hours. Like, you have to plan ahead and make it work. So each and every day is going to be a little bit different. So kind of learn what works best for you given those different scenarios and just be flexible with how things go. But I think that's going to wrap up the day for me today. What else was I going to say? I did want to mention, like, I feel like you guys saw me train fasted today. Well, I did train fasted today. I normally do, but I may start playing around with like some either little bit of carbs before I work out, just because I've been noticing with my increased consistency with my meals and kind of ensuring I'm getting like just at least a set amount of calories every day. I've been waking up hungrier, so my appetite is there, and I just got over Lady Week, so it's calming back down into my regularness, but I may play around with it. So let me know what your favorites are if you are someone that eats before you train. Keep in mind, I train early in the morning, so even on the weekends we're usually at the gym by 7, which is why I don't normally eat, because it's too early for me, but I may play around with it. I'll let you know how it goes. If you guys do that, let me know below. Other than that, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Maybe it gave you a couple little ideas, tips and tricks. If anything, maybe it gave you a little kickstart to get your week on the right track, hanging out with me. And that's gonna be it, you guys. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Make sure you are subscribed before you head on out of here. And I'll see you in the next one. Baby Yoda wishes you a lovely day. The child.